Good evening, guys. It's Mason Tepesky, and I'm here today for today's Pittsburgh Sports Fan Podcast Edition. Today, we have a couple things to go over. We're going to talk today about the Penguins' national TV schedule came out, like when they'll be on national television. We'll get into that because the whole NHL setup is new for national TV, but we'll get into that. We'll discuss the Pirates' recent series and give an update on the MLB playoff race. We'll talk about this week in college football and key games in the NCAA and our local schools games. And we will also give a Steelers update as they prepare to host the Vegas Raiders this week. And I will give you my NFL picks for the week. So without further ado, let's get started. We'll start off with the NHL TV stuff. So this TV agreement I was looking forward to more so than ever because this year the NHL ended its partnership with NBC Sports Network to broadcast games. So you will not see any more NHL games on NBC. Those games will instead be on ESPN, ABC, and Hulu, and also TNT. So the Penguins are on national TV a couple times. But they're only on ESPN one time. Not a whole lot of teams are on ESPN, so it's fortunate enough they're on there one time. And they're actually on for one of the first regular season game of the year on ESPN, which will be in Tampa against the Lightning. And that's actually, I believe, when the Lightning will raise their Stanley Cup banner because it's the first game of the year in their home opener. So that's the only time the Pens will be on ESPN. Sorry, I was just thinking about something there. Next on ABC, they have 3 Saturday games on ABC. 2 of them actually being at home, 1 of them being on the road. The home game is February 26th against the Rangers. It's a 3 p.m. start. All of these are actually 3 p.m. starts. And the other 2 are back-to-back Saturdays in April, one being April 2nd. That's a 3 p.m. in Colorado against the Avalanche. In Denver, actually, against the Colorado Avalanche. And April the 9th at 3 p.m. when we host the Washington Capitals. That's 3 weeks till the end of the season, so that should be a meaningful game. On TNT, the Penguins will play their first game on TNT on December 1st at 10 o'clock in Edmonton against the Oilers. Then they will play in January on the 5th, once again on TNT, when they host the Blues. Then they don't play on TNT again until March 23rd when they travel to Buffalo. Then they host one Sunday game and then make a road trip for a Sunday game. The Sunday game they host is against the Nashville Predators at 4 p.m. And on April 24th, they will make the trip out to Philly to play the Flyers. And also on ESPN Plus and Hulu, which is only if you subscribe to them, or I don't know what you have to do exactly, but we have both of those. So if you don't have those, I'd probably, if I were you, subscribe to them because they're going to have free Penguin games this year. One of them is December the 10th. It's a 7 p.m. start. It's in Washington. The other ones, 2 are April 7th. The April 7th one's at 7 p.m. in New York against the Rangers. And April 26th is the last one. It's at home against the Edmonton Oilers. So that's all for the Penguins today we'll talk about. Now let's move on to the MLB and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Last night was Roberto Clemente Day, and it was awesome to see Wilmer Difo hit that walk-off against the Reds to win that game. So that was terrific, and I was glad to see that. So that was a good thing. However, today the Pirates lost and once again failed to get a sweep. That was 3 times this homestand. They had an opportunity to get a sweep, and they failed to do it. They failed to do it last month, too, against the Arizona Diamondbacks. They failed also in the series at the trade deadline in July and August against the Phillies, and they also failed against the Mets. They cannot get a sweep. I don't get it. And now I was just reading an article. I'm sorry it popped up. I've been interested in reading articles, and this topic just interests me. It's about who's on the hot seat for MLB managers. I guess they did 8 managers who are legally on the hot seat, and I guess Derek Shelton, our manager's number 8. So I don't know how much longer he's going to be with us, but this article here says it's on Bleacher Report, so you should definitely check it out. It talks about him, and he says here that he should be safe for at least one more year. I wouldn't fire the guy. I mean, he's not the greatest hire, but I mean, I'd probably give him one more year, maybe even 2 more years. More like 1 year, though. So if he doesn't get 70 wins next year, then I'd fire him personally. But the other ones down the line, I'll go through some of the ones here. The number 1 manager is actually Luis Rojas on the New York Mets. But you can check out that article. I don't want to get in trouble for anything, so I'm not going to read it exactly to you, but it's just about ranking the MLB managers most likely to be fired. It's on Bleacher Report, so if you want to read it for sure, check it out. But this week, the Pirates failed to get the sweep today. They lost 1-0 to the Reds. They won the first 2, though, against the Reds. This weekend, they make the trip down to Florida to take on the Marlins. It actually begins a 3-series road trip because after the Marlins, they come up to Cincinnati to play the Reds again. Then they go to Philadelphia to take on the Phillies. Then they come home for the Cubs and the Reds. And then just like that, the 2021 MLB season is over. Now we could take a look at the MLB standings here, because I believe this is important and that it's going to determine a lot. Because today's game was actually pretty big. Today's game was actually pretty crucial because the Reds are right in the thick of this. So we'll start with the NL today. This week, San Francisco and the Dodgers both clinched playoff spots, and that will be if those two do end up playing in the divisional round, which I see and consider likely. That'll be a great series. The Braves have a good hand on the NL East. The Brewers are about to clinch our division. They've had a phenomenal year. And right now, the St. Louis Cardinals, of all teams, hold the second and final wild card spot. And I believe they, with them being the team on the roll, have the upper hand right now. So they'll be fine, in my opinion, I think. All right, I have to go. I'll film the second part for you later, so enjoy.